Yes, wonderful. Respected sadhakas, welcome, salutations, gratitudes, congratulations, and also the wishes and prayers. Lokaseva, dharmasthapaka, viragi, bhakta, shishya, mumukshu, jignasu, shrota, sadhaka, prerita, parishrami, and prashanta. The 12 Vyaktitvas which we have to mind. Parabrahma Tattva, Ishvara Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana. These are the ones again we have to be fully mindful of. Every day when we remember, there is a chance for us to be on the track, at least in our mind. When it is forgetfulness is the nature of mind, reminding ourselves, remembering for ourselves should be our effort to save ourselves in life about any good achievements, good doings. भूलना स्वाभाविक होता है, याद करना प्रयत्न होता है. So we are doing याद करना every day of whom we have to hold on to, the six sources, what we have to mold ourselves to, the 12 petals of fully blossoming individuality, spiritually growing, promising individuality. Welcome to the study of this beautiful Upanishad, Shwethashwathara from Krishna Yajurveda, first chapter, Sambandha Bhashya, Vishnu Dharmottara, Vishnu Linga Puranas are seen. Now we are also seeing from the Parashara Smruti or Samhita. It will be followed by the Brahma Sutra references quotations. Again to bring to our clear understanding what is reality, what is to be life, the life has to be spent for pursuit. Such a clear, beautiful way the great Mahatmas explain to us, convey to us, teach us, educate us, empower us. It is we have to tune to exactly understand what they are saying and then see the importance of it, then get abidance in it. It is all our preparation which is required more and more. So before we enter into that study, the Sankalpa will be done. Before the Sankalpa is done, we will do our Prarthana, and before that Prarthana, we have our, like every day, common sense thought. Today's common sense thought is going to the basics. Once in a while, we have to go back to the basics. In fact, we should never forget the basics at all. Basics is what exactly is Adhyatmikata, spirituality. Simple, in that word only there is a meaning. Adhyatmikata is, to begin with, focusing on our own selves, attending to our own selves. This is a beginning. When we are focusing on the world more than ourselves, we are samsari, we are deluded, we are mohagrasta. When our focus of attention is on ourselves, then we have become, to begin with, the Adhyatmika. From this first step till the last step, to abide in our own actual essential self. Whatever is done, whatever is required to be done is called as Adhyatmika Jivana. सो सिंपल. अपने ऊपर फोकस करने से शुरू करके अपना निज स्वरूप में जाकर बैठने तक जो करना चाहिए, जो करते हैं, all that is the Adhyatmikata. We can talk it as 5 steps. And some details are given, more you have to work on it. Let us be just simple, without any sentiments and emotions. Use the intellect only in analyzing. For us, the authority is Bhagavan Sri Rama. In the evening text of Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana. So, I am there as an individual. पहले तो वो क्लियर हो जाए. Then what I am doing in the world, think about it. Let us take an example of one day or half day or maybe few hours or एक घंटा ले लो, unit whatever, 1 hour let us take. इसमें what exactly I am doing, what exactly I am getting. This thinking is called as Adhyatmikata. What I am doing, also what for I am doing, what I am getting. So what I am doing is nothing but involving in the world. In my mind also, in my actions also, and in my indulgence also. Involving in the world of objects, world of the beings. This is what I am doing. Continuously I am doing this only. Seeking what? 3 things. You know, one is happiness, second is fulfillment, third is completeness. You know, Sukhata, Dhanyata, Purnata. Sukhata, Dhanyata, Purnata. Happiness, Sukhata, fulfillment, Dhanyata, completeness, Purnata. This is what we are seeking. Now be honest. Nothing to be sentimental about, nothing we are saying anything hurting anybody, kuch nahi. Dekho, in these involvements of ours, for example, the indulgences which we are having. In the past we had, right now we are having, if at all we have, and whatever we are planning for the future. And not to procure things, to procure beings. Okay, or involve in things and beings. In how many of them, how happiness has come? That happiness also we have to think. Is it continuously coming? And also, even when there is happiness coming, is it free from doubts, free from fears, full of the faith that it will continue? Guarantee, not faith. Faith हो सकता है. This thinking is called as Adhyatmikata. So, things have come. We wanted through them happiness, fulfillment, and completeness. They came, they gave little happiness, definitely, but that was not complete. That is not really constant. Somehow, either I changed or the object changed और माई एक्सपेक्टेशंस चेंज्ड कुछ हुआ लेकिन वो लगातार नहीं मिला चला गया वो a thing has come in my life it can be a coffee let us take of morning so the cup of coffee came so I sipped it so what exactly happened at that time you see a very small little pleasure but it didn't continue that continue nahi hua isliye again I felt unfulfilled incomplete and that happiness gone away. Therefore, again I sipped. Therefore, again the whole cup of coffee is over. अब नया cup coffee है ही नहीं है. Even है you afford to have 10 cups, but we cannot have it for various reasons that the taste goes away or the not good for the health, etc. So, in this way, what I am indulging in, what I have indulged in the past, what I am thinking, planning to indulge in the future and of the things and beings and the places and times where these things and beings are obtained. इन सब में अब देखा जाए तो अपूर्णता ही है, नो कंप्लीटनेस, फिर नो फुलफिलमेंट ऑल्सो, नो कंटेंटमेंट, नो तृप्ति, निरंतरता नहीं है उसमें. सो टू इवन दैट प्लेजर इज हाउ मोमेंटरी इट इज, how very, very less it is, minute, micro, grossest level, at the tongue level, if it is a coffee, and for a few seconds only. That's all, isn't it? Then it has become a habit to us. In this way, every day in some objects and changing one object to the other, continuously we are involving, wanting happiness, fulfillment, and completeness. Sukhatva, Dhanyata, and Purnata. But that those three are not coming to us. This understanding is called as Vedanta spirituality. मुझे fulfillment नहीं मिल रहा है, मुझे completeness नहीं मिल रहा है, मुझे निरंतर सुख नहीं मिल रहा है, इन वस्तुओं से व्यक्तियों से. वस्तु व्यक्ति को ब्लेम नहीं करना. They are there, they are innocent. So your own son, he is there. He is there, he has to born, he is their jiva. Yeah, he is his prarabdha and our pure prarabdha that is born as your child. It is there, you can't blame them. But the sukhata, the purnata, and then the dhanyata you can't get in your contact with the sun. Our living beings to और मुश्किल है, because they have mind, they are their nature, their behavior, their own prarabdha, their own evolution. The thousand things are there which are influencing that person's survival or evolution, let us say. Then how can what we expect can happen through that person? Like we want to stay, him to stay with us. Therefore, for that, matlab, with that we feel we are happy. But he can't stay, he has some work to do, he'll have to go. Or we say he should talk to us lovingly. But he can't talk, he is angry that day because some office में काम गड़बड़ हो गया. Isn't it? He is disturbed in his mind. What we want him to do? We want him to serve us. But he is somewhere busy. देखो इतना what we expect and what world can give us may, there's a big gulf, but the oceanic gulf is there, as big as that one. That is why instead of happiness, a micro happiness, a macro misery, disappointments we are getting in the world. World is not to be blamed. Instead of fulfillment, we are always again disappointed only with the emptiness. So too, instead of the purnata, completeness, we are always feeling again incomplete. This is how it's going on. This is called as samsara. Then is it correct? We have to think about it. And the world will continue like that only. Our involvement will the world continue. Add to this what we studied yesterday in our Yoga's Ramayana, what was said by Vishwamitraji. What a powerful ultimate sentence. It is our bhoga bhavana in the vastus that is creating the samsara out of these vastus. From the avastu, the nirantara samsara drudata is happening because of our bhoga bhavana vasana about the world, in the world. Add karo is point could help karega. Then the other things, the world is continuously under the influence of time, therefore it changes all the time, it cannot be the same, isn't it? So dynamically the time is moving to radically change the things and beings and situations for whatever the reason. Therefore, nothing can remain same even if it is conducive and looking good. Like you are very kind, compassionate to come to classes. But it can't remain the same. Thousand reasons are there. I also doing classes nicely, but not necessary it can continue. What will happen at what time? We don't know. Therefore, these temporary natures, These uncertainties, these nirantara changes, these all have to be understood with our intellect regarding this world and things and beings and situations. Therefore, the three things which expecting which I am involving in the world: happiness, fulfillment, completeness, sukha, santrupti or dhanyata, and then purnata. It will always be a imaginary thing only in the world. For me, focus is on me. I am in the world of things. I am in the world of beings, wanting happiness, fulfillment, completeness. So this is not happening. Then what I am doing, changing from one thing to the other, etc., etc. Okay. To sort out this point only in all our shastras, that pratipaksha bhavanas, dosha drishtis, variety of logics, the common sense logics, the humorous logics, they go on giving. The humorous logic is, how come the incomplete object or the being can give you completeness? How can that temporary thing give you the permanent happiness? How the thing itself, which is changing and therefore not the same and dhanya, how can it give you dhanyata? It is not a serious, sincere thing, a sentimental thing to be thought over. It is to be thought over with a laugh and common sense. Isn't it a bewoof? Temporary thing, how can it give you permanent? Not sentiment it is. You are a murkha. You are a pagal ho. How can the temporary things beings give permanent? And then even if you say no, even if this happiness is temporary, I am okay with it, then you are fooling yourself, because when the temporary happiness that goes away, isn't it? The pain that when it goes away is so much it is. Why do you want to have that pain even? So in those 4 or 5 points in Adhyatmikata, the basics the first is focus on myself and what I am doing in the world, for what I am doing and what I am getting. Honestly, sincerely, deeply, we have to think. Okay. First of all, we have to pause in our life from that restless indulgences, restless runnings. Having paused, this is the first thing we have to contemplate. To help ourselves, contemplate on the same aspect for everyone. Like for me, the things and beings cannot give continuous happiness, fulfillment, completeness. I am also not giving to those who are seeking from me, or other people also who are like me from the world, trying to get completeness, fulfillment, happiness. They are also getting disappointed. तो सबका यही रीत है, सबका यही हाल है. It's only to strengthen our knowledge for ourselves. First of all, we are spiritual. Our focus is on only ourselves. पहला अपना सोच. तो मेरा इस जगत में इस तरह से रहने को टेक्निकली कॉल्ड है संसार. Think to get more clarity. Some data is given, may not be a complete data, but some ideas are given. Ponder over it. I am involving in things and beings and situations and places and times, seeking these three things. Am I getting them? Will I ever get? If I have not got it yesterday, how can I get it today? If I don't get it today, how can I get tomorrow? So even if I have not got it yesterday, I may get it today or I may get tomorrow. This notion is called as delusion. This imagination is called as delusion. You understood? इसको ही आशा कहते हैं. This was talked yesterday so powerfully by Bhagavan Dattatreya to our great Parshuram ji. बेटा तुमको इस जगत में फंसा कर रखने वाला केवल आशा ही है, आशा ही है, आशा ही. And in the other place we saw आशा ही परमम दुखम नैराश्यम परमम सुखम. In Bhagavatam, in that story of Pingala, the Dattatreya's 24 gurus में the last guru I think. This is called as delusion. When it didn't give yesterday, how can it give today? If we can't give it tomorrow, how can it give? But we just in the delusion. You know? Like, my child yesterday he was disobedient, at least today will be, tomorrow he will be. Once in a while, temporarily, by mistake, when he is not senses, he may be obedient to you. जब उसको सेंस कॉमन सेंस आएगा तो किसको केयर नहीं करना. That asha, that is called the delusion. In the same way, if this person has not given me, how can other person gives? If this relation has not given, how can other? It's a different relation, but it is also same. If this object has not given, how can the other give? So this is it extra wisdom, it is extra vicharana, and a little deeper. The one who has paused, he can think like that. We have to pause in our life to think this way. Then in and through that, I am involving myself. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? मैं क्या पा रहा हूँ? This is called spirituality. Now again, second thing in the 4 or 5 steps. Go to the Guru, go to an Shastra with full pause, with full, quietness for sufficient period of time. Listen to what they said about the availability of these three things, the possibility of these three things which we are seeking. The happiness, continuous, permanent, the fulfillment, permanent, then the purnata, completeness. Dhanyata, purnata, and sukha or shanti or ananda. The Gurus, the Mahatmas are telling us with their experience, which we have not got. Therefore, we have to believe them, the faith say. We have to have the faith in their words. That there is your own inner infinite self being. This is infinite, therefore it is Purna. Because it is Purna, when you achieve it, it is Dhanya. The Purnata, Dhanyata alone is Sukhata. The fulfillment, the completeness is called as happiness. Redefine happiness. Don't call the ticklings of senses with the objects as happiness. That is a pleasures. You know, pleasures are not the things to be sought. Like in Nidra. Do we have any ticklings of the objects? Do we have any emotional, sentimental feelings or securities that the one whom you have loved, they are with you? Therefore, you felt that happiness. कुछ करते नहीं बस तुम बैठो बस पूरा जिंदगी तुम्हारा चेहरा देखते हुए मैं गुजारता हूँ खुशी में. That's very good. Either get stuck up so that you will not destroy the world. मूर्ख. Are these things there in the Nidra? Example के लिए. Isn't it? None of them are there. So, the Purnata, Dhanyata, wherever they are there, there is the Sukhata or the Ananda. So, they say it is in your own self, it is your own nature. Unfortunately, it cannot be brought and shown to you. Unfortunately, it's being a subject cannot be objectified. It is so sublime. It is a substratum. It is not like any Shabda Sparsha Rupa Gandha that the Indriyas can catch it. But it is there. They have experienced it. That is what they are telling us through Shastra. So, in the first instance, till the conviction comes that what I am doing is wrong, I have to go on doing that vicharana continuously. Pause, contemplate. Pause, think. What I am doing, what I am indulging, am I getting what I want? So too, till the intellect gets satisfied and develops faith, till that time, listening to Guru, studying the Shastra, contemplating on that, and getting that clarity of understanding about all Siddhanta only. About the Paramatma Prapti is the Purnata Hetu. is the Dhanyata Hetu, is the Shashvata Sukha Hetu. Okay? Purnata Dhanyata only Sukha, not the ticklings of pleasures. That's what to tell that only. We took the example of Nidra. Nidra, there are no sense pleasures, there are no emotional attachments, but there is Ananda. So beautiful that to get that, we give up every attachment, every indulgence. एंड उससे बाहर आने को होता ही नहीं मन बिकॉज ऑफ सम मजबूरी वी आर थ्रोन आउट फ्रॉम दैट निद्रा इतना मजा आता है anyway so conveyed the point that the ananda is sukha is in completeness and fulfillment that which is purna that which is dhanyata in that only the shashvata ananda is there till these things get clearly understood go deeply into us relentlessly we have to keep on pausing, contemplating, doing vicharana, or listening to Shastra, studying to the Shastra, asking the questions to the Guru, till final doubt also is cleared. The Dattatreya Parashurama Samvad is so beautiful there. Here also we'll see for next 3 to 4 years, at least 2 to 3 years, Sri Rama's questions, Vasishthaji answering. All questions asked by Parashurama and many, many more. Asked by Parikshitji or let us say Shaunakada Rishi and many, many more. All of them will be asked by Sri Rama throughout that glorious text which we are going to study. Sri Vasishthaji will answer. Okay. The number of doubts are millions or every doubt doesn't go away completely. लगता है चला गया फिर से आता है इस तरह हर एक डाउट और पूरे डाउट्स पूरी तरह निकल जाने तक that shravana from the guru vicharana on that shastra we have to go on doing this is the second thing okay then now once we have understood it first one is what I am doing is not correct to be in the world for that completeness fulfillment or happiness what I have to do is to discover this self अगर ये कन्विक्शन हो गया तो होने के बाद ही होगा द थर्ड स्टेप the third step is very very crucial that is to gather our own inner personality the antakarana remember even though I have understood being in the world is not a cause of moksha still because of habits underline this point because of the vasanas in the antakarana the agitations will be there the thought flow will be there the sentiment the emotions the desires all of them will continue lurking that is what you and I are going through then that has to be quietened उसको कहते हैं in the beautiful let us say yoga vasishta bhasha or even mandukya bhasha upashama upashama like the lady at home at 11 o'clock morning, when all the cookings are done, packings are done, children have taken and went away, husband also gone to office. Now she is slowly upashanta now. At that time, mind is so quiet. Before that, ये करना है, वो करना है, इतना उनका agitation होता है. Bhava upashant. Example. In the same way, we have to make our antakarana upashanta. Not nidra, not tamoguna, but freedom from rajoguna. Upashant. Lot of techniques are there. Whatever we do, the japas, the pujas, the parayana, all of them are to bring the mind to upashanti. This need of bringing the mind to upashanti and the effort and the success in the effort of making the antakarana upashama depends on the first two things. The first one is what I am doing is not correct. What I am planning to do to get this or that in the future also is not correct. Then I have to discover the self which is inside me. Only when these two are perfect. इसी को कल के क्लास में वैराग्यम मुमुक्षुत्वम बताया श्री राम जी के उस प्रसंग में भी आ रहा है एंड देन in many other texts everywhere we see that This world is not a source of happiness to me. Vairagya, Sri Ramji discovered. Only is knowing the self there is liberation. Mokshata he has discovered. Only to such person the need, the effort, the success will happen. Need of composing the mind, quietening the mind. Absolutely upashanti कहते हैं उसको. Catch that word. Upashant. How do you do that? As we said now, even after these two knowledges or convictions we gained, because of asanas, because of the habits, the mind will keep on having thoughts. Then what to do? Use these two things only. The thoughts which are coming in my mind are habitual. I need not continue or follow them. So too the thoughts coming in my mind are because of vasanas. If I follow them, then again I am becoming samsari. Anyway, I discovered to be in the samsara is a cause of bondage. Then how can I involve? Just because such emotions, such thoughts, such desires, such projections are coming, I should not involve. Then either remain as a sakshi or the do vicharana or so many techniques or highest thing is mindfulness about the mind, mindfulness about the thoughts of the mind, mindfulness about the content of the thought of the mind. You know, the content of the thought of the mind is about the objects which I have already rejected. And also, instead of minding the content, mind the thought itself, which is a very tough thing even to understand. But if you can catch it, nothing like that. Next level may not even minding the thought, minding the mind only. When we mind the mind, bereft of the thought and content of the thought, there is no mind. What you realize is a self. This is the highest meditation, by the way. सो आइदर ये सेइंग दैट ये जो मन में कामना आया है ये वासना के कारण है, तो उसके मुझे गुलाम नहीं बनने का जरूरत है. तो रिमेन एज साक्षी फॉर फ्यू डेज इट विल कम, देन देयर इज अ चांस फॉर इट टू गो अवे एंड थ्रू आउट लाइफ वी हैव टू डू इट because which deepest vasana takes over and defeats us, we cannot take it for granted. Like which bacteria, virus, or fungus attacks the body, gives disease, we don't know. Which lack of immunity will trouble us, we don't know. Which overused part of the body will trouble at what time, we don't know with the disease. Which wrong food taken troubles us, हम नहीं पता ना. इसलिए for a person to be healthy, he is so careful about all these things. For a person who wants to be spiritually healthy also, after knowing what to do, while doing what is known, he goes on doing it because it is the process to be done eternally. This process of always remaining as Sakshi to the every vritti that is coming in the mind, which in its womb containing things and beings and the emotions towards them, or the expectations from them, or even kindnesses, compassions, or even dutiness, all of them is bhavana only. Among them, which are genuine, non-avoidable, they you do outside. But inside the mind, एवरी टाइम क्वेश्चन. चलो मैं उनको फोन करने का मन आता है थॉट में, इमीडिएटली पूछो क्या वो जरूरी है. इज इट द रियल नेसेसिटी आउट ऑफ ड्यूटी और इज इट अ कामना इनसाइड मी कि एक खुशी मिलेगा उससे बात करने से, क्यों? आई एम अटैच टू दैट पर्सन. इफ फर्स्ट इज द केस दैट इज माई ड्यूटी टू कॉल, देन ड्यूटी कॉल ओनली अप टू दैट लेवल. कैसे हो आप, ठीक है ना, कोई मदद चाहिए, मोर देन दैट स्टॉप. If that need is not there, 95% need nahi hota, even more than that. It's only our mind whose habit it is to seek the happiness, which is again not complete, etc. That it creates that thought. Then just कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. Like in our childhood, कुछ भी हम कहते हैं मदर फादर से, बोलते कोई ज़रूरत नहीं, कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. It is fact. बहुत चीज़ ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. In that way, when we maintain that witnesshood, when we maintain that vairagya aspect, when we maintain the feeling that इससे मुझे spirituality से दूर ही जाना पड़ता है, then that vasanas should or will get reduced, the habits of the mind also get reduced, then the necessary composure inside comes to us, poise comes in us, that gathering of ourselves come to us, which is so essential. Then only in the fourth point, this gathered antakarana, again we re-employ in contemplation about the truth or the self with the given definitions, the contemplative, meditative definitions. And in that effort, deeper and deeper, we understand ourselves to be that deeper and deeper self. And then one more thing we have to do is try to identify or avoid in that known self, saying that I am that, I am that, I am that, I am that. The changeless, that is me. The birthless, that is me. The modificationless, that is me. The deathless, that is me. That pure existence is, that is me. Or that pure consciousness is, that is me. That which is infinite, that it is me. इस तरह का बार बार ये वृत्तियां करना है शुरू में. लेटर ऑन वो वृत्ति भी धीरे कम होता रहेगा, एंड देन द एक्सपीरियंस कम्स व्हिच कैन नॉट बी पुट इन एनी ऑफ द वर्ड्स. So the fourth one is the gathered antakarana is focused only on that, on the seat of meditation. Fifth one is till we enter into that the most divine sanctum sanctorium of the experience of our own self. This 5 point package is adhyatmikata. Like when a डॉक्टर के पास those medical children जाते हैं ना, दवाइयों के बेचने वाले, you call them representative some things. So they explain, that's called as detailing. So they have the detailing pads. They take doctor साहब 5 minute बात करना. Then he will show 5-6 products of his and their indications. Indication means किसके लिए use करते हैं and what are the special advantages that medicine has compared to the other brands, means other company. You will have to tell. He'll tell the price wise it is less, side effect wise it is less, and effectiveness percentage is it more, and the curing duration is very less time, and it is wide range of coverage it has got. So I don't know what they talk. ऐसा बोलते हैं. Then they leave it to the doctor, leaving some samples there. So the doctor, he just says okay. Then 3 or 4 prescriptions he does to the patients. Then he gets the results. When it is effective, then he says, now this only I will order the nearby chemist में, you can put your goods there. I will tell them also. हर एक कंज्यूमेबल चीज हर एक ऐसा ही होता है ना, द प्रोडक्ट्स. तो हियर ऑल्सो शास्त्रों में गुरु लोग शास्त्रों के द्वारा हमको ये डिटेलिंग करते हैं. दिस इज व्हाट इज संसार, दिस इज व्हाट इज मोक्ष मार्ग. नो यू ट्राई, इट इज योर लाइफ आफ्टर ऑल, ओवरऑल. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल करके देख लो. Quickly you do get your result, or do it slowly and postpone your result, or never do it, never believe it. It all, the doctor, a best company's best medical representative came with the best medicine and detailed. Yet, if the doctor doesn't understand it and do not prescribe, he and his patients are at loss. होता है फिर that the patient, that boy was come, he can't do anything. In this world, that's how the world is denied of good things, because they are not appreciating the good in its true sense because of their preoccupations and biasnesses. So this doctor is preoccupied and biased because that company, when I subscribe or prescribe this medicine, they give me incentives, they give me gifts, they give me even money, and they do lot of my works. मेडिकल प्रोफेशन में सब ऐसा होता है. कोई कार खरीद के देता है, कोई घर बना के देता है, कोई घर का रेंट पे करता है. The medical companies to the doctors. Therefore, they are biased. Therefore, even though a genuine product is there, they don't. Why Ayurveda does not grow? These are the reasons. These doctors, allopathy, will suppress and crush and destroy the Ayurveda. They will never allow it to grow because no marketing. And the products which are detailed more, even though genuinity is not there, or the other way profits. So this doctor, instead of having the joy of treating the patient, curing the patient, instead of having the goodwill and love from the patients, if he has love for that other way getting the money, then he will not listen to the correct detailing company person's product. He will be carried away or biased. Same way, when we are not done the first thing, we are identify the Sharira, the Upadhi, then we are seeking the bhoga of the world. तो ये टेम्पररी प्लेजर्स में हम फंस गए ना, इसलिए द गुरु उपदेश द तत्व इन दैट we don't get interest. Then that doctor by this, as he is earning the bad will, we also as a jiva in this lifestyle suffer. If the doctor has to earn goodwill and real satisfaction, he'll have to change. भाई बॉस अब तक तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट जो इफेक्ट था ही नहीं फिर भी मैंने सब्सक्राइब किया, प्रेस्क्राइब बहुत कॉस्टली था, अब यू डोंट कम टू मी, दिस मेडिसिन दो इट इज कॉस्टली बट इट इज इफेक्टिव, मैं उसको करने वाला. जब डॉक्टर डिसाइड करता है देन ही विल बी सेटिस्फाइड, पेशेंट्स ऑल्सो ठीक होते जाते हैं. सेम वे इन आवर ओन लाइफ ऑल्सो व्हेन वी आवरसेल्व्स डिनाई विथ मेच्योरिटी, not compulsion of emotion, the way of life of samsara, and we ourselves prescribe to ourselves the true spirituality, then there is a chance for us to really go deeper in understanding, deeper in meditation, deeper and sublime in the experiences. So, for us to get the clarity of all these things, and for that clarity to remain all the time, and for that clarity to inspire us, and for that inspiration to make us or take us initiative, and to sustain the initiation, what is required is every day listening to our Tattva Shastras, Subha, Dopar, Sham, Shubha, Dopar, Sham. If you truly want to evolve truly, that the true evolution obviously is in spiritual evolution only. In spirituality, these are the five things. Pause, think about what we are doing, understand is it correct or not, think about what is told by Guru and Shastra in the class, correct or not. If it understood, the first is not correct, second is correct. Third thing is gather ourselves. Our antakarana should be with me now. And no more, why should it indulge in things anymore? Why should it indulge in the people? Why should there be any emotions toward them, including even duty thought? For a spiritual true seeker, spiritual goal is the duty. That's the meaning of Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. I am not bound to anyone. I am not obliged. हो गया वो उस दौरा खत्म हो गया. Once we have entered into spiritual contemplative stage, we are not answerable to anyone. We are not questionable by anyone. No, हो गया खत्म. If at all it is there, very micro, little bit. ज़्यादा फिर सर पे ही डालने वाला होता है, डालने की जरूरत नहीं. So the third one is gathering ourselves. Fourth one is all the time around us or in us, only this Mahavakyas which are indicating the truth alone are there. And we are in the contemplation of it only all the time. In that heated contemplation only, we are traveling. You know, that the propeller, how it propels the rocket launcher or the satellite launching rocket into the space. That is the contemplation. In that contemplation only, our wrong identities go away. The real identity starts happening, which is little subtler. वहाँ फिर गुरु ईश्वर का कृपा होता है, देन वो महसूस कराते हैं हमसे, है ना. It is like on the earth which is having such a terrific gravitational pull, creating a chamber in which the gravity is zero. Therefore, training these space traveling people in that chamber. अर्थ में ही बनाकर उसको जीरो ग्रेविटी बनाकर उसमें उनको हवा में उड़ाते हैं. डू यू नो दैट? In the same way, remaining in the same world, entering or creating within us the chamber of Guru and Ishvara Krupa. In that we float in the contemplation of the self at the very subtler level. It takes time then. Again, our intensity, our genuineness, our want, our prayers, all of that count. All of them add to the subtlety of this, add to the invocation of Guru Krupa, then we'll enter into that. फिर एक बार उस जोन में चले गए, the ability to apprehend the conscious self. It doesn't remain stable all the time. Again and again, the gunas, the vasanas, they keep on pushing us. वो चलता रहता है बहुत जन्म तक. बहुनाम जन्मनाम अंत इसलिए to get stabilized in that. When I'm stable in sadhana, when I'm stable in my upasana to the gurus, when I'm stable in my prarthana, when their anugrah is stable, then only the stability comes there. And we have to work for it. This whole complete package is called spirituality. In one way, when we see whether we have understood it, at least some percentage of it, do we have that magnanimity or maturity in us, sense of urgency in us, willingness in us to take these things seriously. If not, continue to be in the same ignorance, in same delusion, in that immaturity, in that childlikeness of being in the world, wanting to get pleasures or fulfillments in the world, and get disappointed, get dejected, get miserable. लेकिन सेम रूटीन करते हुए वही वस्तु, वही व्यक्ति, वही संबंध, वही आशाएं, वही निराशाएं, वही दुख, पूरा आई हैव सोल्ड आउट माई सेल्फ टू द वर्ल्ड. देन वंस बकरी सोल्ड आउट टू द फेलो, वो तो उसको मार के खाएगा ही. So too, when the mind or myself am sold out to the world, other than not giving pleasure to me, getting pleasure out of me, out of at my own cost, that's what the world will do. माया और मन और दुनिया हमको यूज करके फेंक देता है. याद रखना इस बात को. माया और मन और दुनिया, वेरी सटल थॉट वी आर सेइंग. इट इज नॉट इजीली कैचेबल. हमको यूज करके उखाड़ के फेंक देता है. They use us and throw like a tissue paper. The whole world. Not that they want to do like that, but that is of their nature. We should not become the tissue paper to them. Isn't it? We should not become victim to our own mind. माइंड ना हमको इतना इमोशंस इमेजिनेशन करा के उनमें घुमा घुमा फंसा के करेगा क्या एक दिन, बस ये शरीर छोड़कर मरना. एंड देन अदर शरीर विल कम, मैं हूं ना, फिर से माइंड विल कम देयर आल्सो. सेम वो गधे को उल्लू बनाता ही रहता है. थिंक अबाउट इट. दिस होल थिंकिंग अबाउट माय ओन सेल्फ, what I am doing, what is happening, what has to happen, this is called spirituality. In that way of life where objects or beings or outer things other than me are more important than myself, then it is called samsara 100%. When I am important, then it is spirituality. Again, this I am important is spiritually important. Not again, I am important, an egoistic person. I am important that everybody should give me everything. Not that I am important. My own evolution, my own completeness, purnata, my own fulfillment, dhanyata, my own happiness, sukhata. When I am focusing on them, एंड देखो ये सोचना शुरू करते हैं ना, तो हाथ बात पता चलने लगता है हाउ इग्नोरेंट वी वर, हाउ स्टूपिड वी वर, हाउ मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग वी हैव हैड, एंड हाउ मच रॉन्ग थिंग्स वी आर डूइंग. वो तो कभी कभी गुस्सा भी अपने आप के ऊपर, हंसी भी आ जाते हैं, ऐसा बुद्धू हूं मैं. देन use that wisdom gained to improve oneself. May the Shastra Adhyanam which we are doing gives all deep, complete understanding by the grace of God and Gurus, and inspire us to fully, wholeheartedly involve only exclusively in Adhyatmic sadhana, that in this very life we have touched the core of our own self inside. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओं नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओं यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ओं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यविमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन मोक्ष सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगति एकता शान्ति पुरोभिवृद्धि अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्धानां निरन्तर आयुरारोग्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादि प्राप्ति साध्य साधना प्राप्ति शक्त्यादीनां प्राप्ति शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापने निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। अथ संबंध भाष्यम। Now in this last 1 2 3 4 5 shlokas of this Parashara Samhita or Smruti, the words of sage Parashara, father of Vyasa Bhagavan, regarding the truth. So beautifully, from their own experience, out of their kindness, they write in the form of these books or keep those thoughts stored in the subtle realms. You know, we have the books in the libraries kept for anybody to go and study. In the same way, in this cosmos or universe, there are subtle libraries in which all wisdom is always kept. Out of that, some wisdom, as much it is required for the world, comes into the world through the Mahatmas and all. And the Mahatmas themselves have accessibility to enter into those chambers of wisdom libraries and collect the required wisdom to give it to the public. Like in the college, the professor goes to that library, collect that book which is required to study and teach the children. In the same way, all these glorious Shastras are eternally available. So the Parashara ji has kept it. Shankara ji has brought and put it for us. Now we are studying it. What was the thing? Ki Nitya Sarvagato hi Atma Kutasto Doshavarjitaha Ekah Sabhidyate Shaktya Mayayana Swabhavataha. So Maya Shaktya Vidyate na Swabhavataha. Because of that infinite powerful Maya Shakti, the self appears to be many in many ways. But it is only appearance. Otherwise, it's these five lakshanas are always intact. Five or many. Thing is one only. To reach to that, so many words with meanings are employed. So that Paramatma is Nityaha, that Paramatma is Sarvagataha, that is Kutastaha, that is Doshavarjitaha, that is Ekaha. 5 words are given in this shloka. In other texts, in other mantras, other words are given. But through every of the word, using it as a vehicle, the sanctum sanctorum which we reach is the experience of self only. So self is of these 5 qualities. But on that very self or the Atma or Paramatma, because of Maya Shakti, Vidyate Aneka Rupaihi, it appears to be of Aneka Rupa. Aneka Rupa is only this. Sula, Sukshma, Karana, Vyashti, Samashti. Gross, subtle, causal, individual, total. These are the 5 things only in which way the whole world is projected on Paramatma, or the projected world on Paramatma has got these 5 expressions in a summary form. So Swabhavata na Maya Shaktya Vidyate. In it's like water, Swabhavata is water only. But the Maya Shakti in the water is appearing or making the water appear as the waves, the ripples, the bubbles, etc. Water is always same. वो बदला नहीं कभी. बट माया के कारण उसके ऊपर अलग अलग रूप है. Gold remains gold, but inherently in the gold is Maya Shakti, because of which it appears in the form of ornaments. Hmm. Now, here 1 or 2 minutes, what we have to focus is one, Atma is Nityaha. This is a word. No, this is such a subtle word which we never inquire. Therefore, without knowledge only we move ahead. Atma is Nitya is one way of saying thing. Actually, Atma is Nitya in experience. But at the sadhana kala, it is not Atma is Nitya, it is the other way around. That which is Nitya is Atma. That which is Nitya is Atma. Clear? Then how to reach? Only one thing. That which is Anitya, when you go on rejecting. Don't you remember? 2-3 months back when we started the Samadha in the beginning days, again and again, what was told to us from with the quotations of Upanishads only, कि नेति नेति करके परमात्मा पाया जाता है, पाए जाते हैं, नेति 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 नेति, नेति is this. Atma is Nitya. To get the Nitya Atma Anubhuti, everything Anitya we have to reject. In this way, when the all which is Anitya is rejected, what remains is Nitya, that is yourself. Therefore, Jagrat, Swapna, Shupti, Anitya. In the Jagrat, the Bhojya Vastu, the Bhokta, the Bhoga, it is Anitya. Somehow, on the seat of deep meditation, contemplation, if all this can be rejected or removed, then we are reaching to the Nitya Vastu. यही करना है till you reach. In the same way, second one, Sarvagataha. So, Atma is Sarvagata. Then what is that? Which is not there in all places in all times, keep on rejecting, then that which is there in all places, all time, we reach. What is not there in all place and time is Rupa Nama. To reject the Rupa Nama from every Rupa Nama, then behind every Rupa Nama, that which is there everywhere, that Sarvagata is discovered. That is Atma. In the same way, third one is Kutastaha. Kutavatishthati, the changeless. So all that which is changing, you keep on throwing away. Then that which is changeless substratum, one reaches. So to Ekaha, the one who is एक, अनेकता छोड़ो तो एक को पहुंचोगे. इसी तरह मतलब अनेक में एक को. फोर्थ वन वाज दोष वर्जिता. द दोष ऑफ मॉडिफिकेशंस, दोष ऑफ द डेथ एंड ऑल जिनमें नहीं है, वो आत्मा है. So इस तरह से that very sublime state of being we reach out to. पहले तो ये जो ईगो उपाधियों से तादात्म्य किया ना, उसको उसमें मजा आ रहा है ना, उसको छोड़ने का हिम्मत रखना है. Just like when somebody is told to go for paragliding or bungee jumping, Everything is set, everything is assured. The captain also is there to ride your parachute. सब ठीक ठाक. But उसको मैं गिरूंगा मरूंगा. That fear. Why that fear comes? Because I am body. Body will fall, die. He'll have to drop that. Then only he can jump from the helicopter or the cliff of the mountain. Not otherwise. In the same way, as long as I, as a jiva with the upadhi, I am holding on to it, these deeper contemplations, they won't happen in us. Like as long as we hold on to our entertainments or time passes, you can never come to class regularly. You can never mean you can never, बस उसको छोड़ना पड़ता है इधर आने के लिए. इसी तरह ईगो छोड़ना पड़ता है अंदर जाने के लिए. और राजी नहीं हम छोड़ने को, फिर जा नहीं सकते अंदर. That is again takes lot of time. That is what is the fish coming out of the familiar waters onto the earth and becoming amphibian. That is what is the upadhi tadatma jiva having the dareness, courage to enter into the field of nirupadhika atmavastu. निरुपाधिक हो गया तो फिर वो इट इज विदाउट सपोर्ट, विदाउट एनी ऑफ दी होल्ड एटसेट्रा. क्योंकि उपाधियों के टाइम उपाधियों को पकड़ते थे, है ना. अब जब हवा में उड़ रहे कोई सपोर्ट ही नहीं है आपको. जमीन में होते हैं तो यू हैव द सपोर्ट टू होल्ड, टू पुट द फीट और होल्ड ऑन टू सम ट्री ब्रांच, कुछ ना कुछ वहां हमको सस्टेन करना होता है. which becomes very very difficult, just like a person when he dies. For some hours to him, he'll be in so much of confusion, chaos, because he was in the Sharira. With the Sharira, everything was doing. Now it got detached. Now he can't enter into it. And he's seeing the people there crying and all. And he wants to console them and tell them, ये कुछ नहीं कर सकता हो. For him to digest that, no, I am no more, I didn't wear this body, it takes time for him. And totally detached from them, it takes 12-13 days. Then he gets settled. Like हम भी अपने ज़िंदगी में कोई मर गए या कोई छोड़ के गए, कोई नुकसान हुआ, उसको डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए, एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए टाइम लगता है कि नहीं. After some years, we say, yeah, mother, father died, now they had to die, they can't. In the beginning days, without them we cannot be alive. Like that pain comes. कोई भी हो, any relation or any house you have to shift from, place you have to shift from, people you have to leave or they leave you. You know, बेटी की जब विदाई करते हैं कितना दुख होता है वगैरह वगैरह. आजकल बेटी नहीं बेटा बेटा जा रहा है घर जवाई. But after that we adjust. In the same way, Jiva when leaves the Sharira understands, okay हो गया. अब देन ही विल बी घूमेगा इधर उधर, जब मिलेगा शरीर उसमें घुसेगा, अगेन तदात्म करके तू मैं करेगा. इन द सेम वे टू गेट सेटल्ड इन गोइंग बियॉन्ड उपाधि, इट टेक्स टाइम. निरुपाधि का आत्म विचारणा, आत्म स्वीकृति. हमारा हंसी मजाक की बात क्या वेदांत में, होल्डिंग ऑन टू उपाधि युक्त जीव भाव, द निरुपाधि का आत्मा वी वांट टू एंटर इनटू. We want to enter into Nirupadhik, but don't want to leave the Upadhi. Like the patient or the child patient. He wants to be freed from the disease or health, the pain, but he doesn't want the injection. है ना. और जैसे मेरे को ठीक होना है लेकिन आई डोंट वांट सर्जरी. मेरे को ठीक होना है लेकिन आई डोंट वांट एडमिट इन द हॉस्पिटल. यू नो, एवरीवन हैव दोस कंडीशनिंग्स. In the same way, that hesitation will have to be crossed. होगा वो भी. When you are consistent in studying Shastra, sincerely, seriously, genuinely, innocently, along with the help, blessings taken from Guru and God, if not today, one day it will happen, just like it happened to everyone. So, this is what is said. Maya शक्त्या भिद्यते न स्वभावतः तस्माद् अद्वैतमेव आहुः मुनयः परमार्थतः. So what is this paramarthatah? Advaita Atma only. Then that Advaita Atma, what is its nature? Is it an object with having the ranga, rupa, ityadi? What it is? It is an object having the weight, etc. It is an object which is having any of the other parameters of length and breadth? No. It is only one thing. What is it? Jnana Swarupameva Ahuhu. That Atman. And that Atman alone is unknown, is projected as the Sacharaachara Jagat in the form of matter, gross, subtler, causal. So, Dhyana Swarupameva Jagat Etat Vichakshanaha. Those ones who have deeply contemplated, just like they deeply contemplated, scientist has discovered that all the so solid, substantial, gross world is nothing but atoms, nothing but the energy. Just like that scientist has understood and talked about the outer world, the inner scientist also, Rishi, discovered that whatever the grossest things you see in the world, all of them are ultimately is pure Satchidananda Paramatma, which is here called as Jnana Swarupa or consciousness. One of these three words used, understand all three are there. Satkaha, that cannot be without Chit and Anantata. Chitkaha, that cannot be without Sat and Anantata. So Anantakaha या आनंदकाहा, it cannot be without Satchit. Therefore, तीन एंगल में तीन शब्द यूज करते हैं लेकिन अनुभव में एक ही है. तो ये कहा यहाँ ज्ञान स्वरूप स्वामी आत्मा से चैतन्य है क्या, वो सत्य नहीं है क्या, वो अनंत नहीं है क्या, मत पूछना. एक कहा तो ऑल अदर एडेड. So therefore, etat characharam jagat jnana swarupameva. Same thing in Mandukya Upanishad, sarvam hi etat brahma. है ना, ओम इत्येतद अक्षरमिदगम तस्योपव्याख्यानम भूतम भवद भविष्यति सर्वम ओंकार एव यच्चान्य त्रिकालातीतम तदप्योंकार एव सर्वम ही एतत् ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म. सर्वम ही एतत् ब्रह्म ईशावास्यमिदगम सर्वम. उस सब का अर्थ एक ही है कि सारा चराचर जगत अपने स्वरूप दृष्टि से दिस इज प्योर ज्ञानमेव, प्योर कॉन्शियस सेल्फ. On that, because of the ignorance of it, it's called Maya Sashaktya, the hangama of such a huge world of multiplicity, it is projected that we are caught up in it. You know, just like in any of the highly hustling, bustling cities of whole world, any big world of millions of cars, thousands of skyscrapers, all of them trace back to 1,000 years. There was only calm and quiet. A jungle was there, a river was flowing. But the human being has projected the buildings, the roads, everything for his counter, for his own comforts. अब देखते देखते वो जंगल जा करके इतना घना बिल्डिंग्स का जंगल बना. And as we have studied in Yoga Ramayana, Ram ji ने इतने बार कहा. And yesterday in that, what you call, Ganda Shailopakyanam, in our Tripura Rahasya also we have seen that time is so powerful and the human samishti ka prarabdha itna powerful hota hai कि just like the jungle became the concrete jungle of buildings, a day will come where this will become again the jungle. That is the other, I am explaining extendedly the example. But the example is taken in to say that how we have projected and created. Just like our own house, when you make it, एंटर किया कुछ नहीं होता उधर, खाली खाली. देन एक के बाद चीज लाकर आप डालते जाते हो कि नहीं. तो सोफा लगा, ये लगा, वो लगा. सेम वे व्हेन आई कम इनटू लाइफ अलोन, then one by one added a mother, a father, a grandparents, brother, sister, keep on getting added on it. In the same way, on that one pure self, the whole world is just to projected. Otherwise, the whole world is in its base substratum, it is Jnana Swarupam. That we have to realize. For that, you have to go beyond all gross, subtle, causal, inside and outside. That is done by theoretical understanding and practically by keeping away the world. Another practice of becoming introverted, meditative. Those who have understood all this and doing this, they are sadhakas. In doing so, when they reached that self, they are Siddha Purusha. For them, everything is one Paramatma. that Paramatma's imagination on that Paramatma, the grass, subtle, causal, their arrival, their modification, their death to disease, ये सारा उनको हंसी मजाक टाइम पास ही लगता है, because it is all the pure self which is never changing. Like when my drushti is on the water, the birth and death of waves do not touch me, because my drushti is on the water which is eternal. The one whose drushti is not on the water, then he is worried, emotional about every wave's birth and death every time. As simple as that. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Paramarushabhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Don't miss the classes, any of us them. It will help us in unfolding. Don't give chance to oneself to be more strongly in the world by keeping away from Shastra and spirituality and by choicefully entering into the world. आपकी मर्जी, मेरी मर्जी.